Welcome back. You're listening to He Said, She Said live today with Coach Ron Tunick and Ellen, getting into a discussion about social media. This is a little bit of a sensitive subject depending on who you talk to.
Very sensitive. But a big shout out to all you Santa Clarita and Antelope Valley mommies.
In your car picking up the kids.
Yeah.
This whole topic just makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. I don't even know. Don't let me start.
I've got mixed emotions. I love social media. I'm active on it, or I think I'm active on it.
You're very active on it.
I'm active on it.
Compared to
But,
most.
it's we've experienced in the last year the positives and the negatives, and, it is having a huge effect on society. And
It's having a huge effect on the world.
Oh, okay, I'll say the world. But the thing is, I thought that social media was going to do more good. I think that Facebook can do more good. And, we both, did you see the movie 6 Degrees of Separation? Did you ever see that movie?
No, I didn't.
Great movie. You should download that
Okay.
movie. So Facebook can connect the world. Facebook, with all the problems that we have in our culture right now, and I believe in my heart of hearts that 95% of most people, like Kyle, are really great people, like you, Ellen, and you, Robin, great people. Why can't we come together? Facebook is a great way for us to figure out problems, solve problems on our own. I'm so sick of the politicians, as we're seeing in the polls. Why can't we solve the problems ourselves? And this is where I think social media can play a major role. That's my opening.
I disagree.
I totally disagree.
We managed to make it through all this time without social media, without Facebook. I think it's making it worse.
I agree, because people do not have to communicate. You don't have to sit with somebody.
You just type what you want.
You just type what you want. It's the old bully behind the keyboard. I think it is pulling us farther and farther away from the human connection, the human touch, and the human way to learn how to communicate. I mean, our kids today, obviously we're going to have a discussion about that. They will have no idea how to go in and sit for an interview because they have never had to practice human communication.
They just send their YouTube video in they don't even need to show up. Just send the YouTube video.
That's probably going to turn into something like that.
Yeah.
A background check in your YouTube video.
I don't disagree with you on that. It's Robin and your good-looking husband done a great job. Your 3 kids know how to shake hands, look people in the eye. When your
but
mom,
that doesn't mean they're not sitting in their room all day.
No, but you'd be proud of. I know it's hard to say, but when your kids are out with us in public, they are really. We're proud of them. They know how to talk to people. They know how to start conversations. So you guys have done a good job. But I agree that hiding in your room and that stuff, how do you manage it, Mommy? How do you do it?
Let me just tell you something a little funny, which ironically I read on Facebook. It's Johnny. Mom yells at Johnny, "Johnny, stop doing that. Johnny, no, knock it off. Johnny, go to your room." Why do I always have to go to my room? Why doesn't Lizzie have to go to her room? Well, if Lizzie ever came out of her room and got in trouble, I'd actually make her sit and talk to someone. So,
it drives me crazy. I was speaking to my sister the other night, and she said, bad news. My nephew lost his job. He's in Florida. And this is how that whole thing came down. He texts his boss, who's in another state, and says, "Hey, when you get back, let's get together. Let's discuss where we're going with this relationship." And his boss texts back and says, "Well, I don't think it's really working out for me." And so my nephew texts back, "Are you kidding me? You're breaking up with me over text?" Nobody has to be humanly accountable for conversation.
yeah, we do. That goes back. Is texting social media?
I believe it is.
Absolutely,
it's all
yeah.
part of it. Yes.
Go to and I know
anything that takes you away from a one-on-one level of communication.
That can be one-on-one though, texting.
It can, but it still takes you away from being in person, where you can see the body language, you can see the facial expressions.
Give me some nuts. We raised our daughter right, because when they go to dinner, the 5 of them, they don't pull out their cell phones, but go to a restaurant and look at what it is. It's laughable. Everybody has their cell phone out. Nobody's communicating.
Well, and the way I look at it is, and we'll discuss, how old should, a child be before they get a phone, all the things that
What
these
type
kids,
of social media should they be
these
allowed
kids
on?
can do that parents have no clue about. And it's, for me, it's, giving a 10-year-old a cell phone, and they all have them at 10 now. It's literally like giving a 10-year-old the keys to a car.
And tell them, go navigate, figure this out.
Right.
All right, that's a very good point. So there are the benefits, I think, of social media, or in my estimation, the coach's estimation, and I've said before, I'm not a surgeon, right? I'm not a doctor. So with the One Health class, here's my take on it. I think it allows people to get more information. Maybe we're overdated. Maybe there's too much information. But people share stories, people share events, people share issues. There's a lot of positive stuff, a lot of learning that goes on, and there's a lot of entertainment that goes on. So
I get the entertainment factor. The learning factor, not so much. I mean, for a parent, though, today, how do you, as a parent, deal with the social media of 3 teenage kids?
Well, it's huge in our house. It's really big. But going back real quick to what Coach just said, you said learning and this and that. What social media are you on for that? That would just have to be Facebook.
Or the internet.
There's
Kids
some
aren't
great
doing
sites.
LinkedIn,
Well, time out. There's a great site called TED. This site, first of all, it takes almost a year to get on the site. So it is the brightest people in the world, not just the United States, but in the world.
Okay, well, that's not the social media.
That's
I think
not-
that word that.
No, but that is a part of the positive. What I'm saying is there's positives and negatives, but let's go back to Mom's question. How do you manage it?
It is the hardest thing. So I will say that I do know my older two, almost 18 and 15, have Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I think they're
So
done
does
with.
Hillary have Snapchat?
I think they're. Yeah, she does. I think they're done with the Kick app. I'm not sure if that's outdated yet. But my daughter, I didn't let her have. I said Instagram only. I follow all 3 of my children on whatever social media there is. Now, can they go get on another computer and create another profile somewhere and I won't know about it? Yes, they can. But I do take their phones. I do look. And I just found out my daughter. I told her no Twitter, and I forget another thing she wasn't allowed to have. And I look at her phone, I go, what's Uvu? Okay, I've never heard of Uvu. So I go look it up, and it is, it is a texting app, but it's one that I will not see on her phone bill. Because I had told her I can go see all phone numbers. Kyle's shaking his head at me.
This is just
Do you know about this app?
No, this is totally stressing me out. And this is like that app is created so teenagers can just get away with things.
Yes.
That's exactly what that app was created
Yep.
for.
Well, and
nothing else.
not only
Yeah.
that,
Interesting comment.
No, and my kids know this.
For-
My kids will tell me, my older ones, why these apps were created. And
well,
that's
what
what
was
Uvu
the
is for.
category when you were looking at all the
Well,
different apps?
now-
There was a category called.
That's a different one. So there's a category called. So let me give you the categories of teenage social media, and you have texting apps, which are your Kicks, your Uvu, and a new one I haven't heard, WhatsApp. And then you have micro blogging apps and sites: the Instagram, the Tumblr, the Twitter, the Vine. A lot of our kids are on Vine. They're not posting on Vine. They're watching Viners. If
Right.
that makes sense to you guys.
Yes.
So the big one that caught me, blew me away: self-destructing secret apps.
Can you believe this? That this is a category on the internet that provides our kids with.
No, they're not providing.
But they're letting
apps are
kids know
providing.
that it's even there.
Well, no, the kids already knew this long before. This
Of course they do.
This is just a site that I was finding this information about. Snapchat, I've always said shouldn't be around.
All right, let me butt in and ask a question. So why don't you take their phones away from them and buy what is that called? That little phone? It has
burner
a little,
The burner phone.
No, a bug or something. It's a jitterbug.
Same thing as a burner phone.
It's a burner phone.
Okay, why don't you pull the phones away from them and get them all jitter phones?
Because that's
and
not
wait-
reality. My whole issue is social media, all the things we're talking about, nothing's going to go away. It's going to get worse. How do we teach our young people?
How did we make it? I mean, we
Because
didn't
we
have
didn't
the
have
internet,
this
but
stuff.
we had other distractions. Guys had
What?
Playboy. What did girls
You
have?
mean they read?
Guys had.
There were
That's
articles in
novel.
that
I always
magazine.
read the articles. I don't know what you're talking about. But what did you have? What did girls have to distract them from reality?
We had music. We listened
We did.
to a lot of music, and we did
We met our
nothing but
friends.
talk.
Yeah, we met our friends down at the corner. We were on
And
the
here's
telephone.
it goes back to what I was saying before. What did we do? We sat with each other and we talked one-on-one in a group. We talked. Well, you don't need to be there anymore. Everybody just uses
Okay.
all these apps.
You're making a good
and-
point. I'm not arguing with you, but how do we help Robin, our daughter, solve some of these issues? So it seems to me that, and I know everybody's going to look at me in the studio, but do you think that the school has some responsibility, that maybe we have a class, maybe
Really, you're going to put a teenager in a class and say, now this is how you should act with social media.
Well, and it truly doesn't matter. How old do you have to be on Facebook? I can't remember the exact age. It doesn't matter. Where's the
They're gonna
confirmation?
do it
I'm over
anyway.
this age. With the UVU, it says 16 and over. So you put in a date.
Okay, what about penalties? How about, and I know you're like a referee. You're like what we call a white hat. So there's no question that you're throwing.
throw the flag?
You throw the flag. You're one of the mommies that throw
but
the
let
flag.
me ask, does it help?
It doesn't. It doesn't. My daughter had, I'll be honest. I will be about. All of us mommies and daddies deal with this, and the ones that say they don't, you're lying. But my daughter about a year ago had posted something on Instagram that was inappropriate. She took it off within 2 seconds. But it's already out there. It doesn't matter that she removed it. It's out there. And these kids do not understand that these things stay out there. So you can teach and you can teach. So we went through that with her about a year ago. Well, now into junior high, she posted a picture. Nothing was wrong, but to me, it wasn't appropriate.
Didn't feel right.
It didn't feel right. She was trying to show off a little bit too much. I made her take it down. Once again, though, it was already out there. And so you can teach, you stay on top of it. You have to stay on top of it. I take my kids' phones every night. My daughter gives up her phone at 9. My sons give up their phone at 10 and their computers.
And you go through
But,
everything?
let me ask you a
Not
question.
every
Do
night,
you,
but I take 'em.
your age group mommies, you're in your 30s. Do you mommies talk about this? Do you
do.
guys? Is there a way to get the mommies and the kids to come together? I mean, it's like, to me,
They're teenagers. What is inherent in a teenager? I'm going to do what I want to do, and I hope I don't get caught.
No, I will tell you this. I told you I have a Twitter and an Instagram. I do not use them, but I follow my girlfriend's kids. I follow my own kids. I follow my kids' friends. And there's a couple of us moms that do that. So someone kind of watches Twitter, someone kind of watches Instagram.
And
we keep each other. If we see something inappropriate, someone gives someone a phone call and lets them know. But like I said, it doesn't stop them from going in and creating another, what do you want to call it, handle, username. And
What about that one app that you found where you don't have to even say who it is?
that's been around for a long time. I don't know if the kids are still using it, and I hope there's no kids listening to this, but the Ask FM app, you can be anonymous and bully as much as you want.
but
And how is this okay with the Federal Trade Commission? I mean, bullying is supposed to be not only socially wrong, but it's supposed to be illegal. So how can a site that technically promotes it be okay?
Well, they get around it in different ways. That's not what it's for. I mean, I forget what the original reason is for. Ask me anything you'd like to know, and
I'll answer
And
you.
I'll answer.
Do you want to know one great app?
Yeah,
though,
tell
that
us-
people,
give us a good
I'm
one.
going to really give you
wait,
a
is
good
it a
one.
social media or just an app?
No, it's an app, but I think all apps fall under social media.
No, they don't.
KHTS AM 1220 is a great app. Here's why it's a great app. You can listen to our show live on it.
And that is social media. We get to see the news. We get to see what's going on.
And
And
they
it pushes out
And
information.
they do text
right.
alerts, traffic alerts today.
Right.
Stuff
Okay,
is
so we
happening.
found a good social media.
And then Coach Tunick has a nice app, Coach Ron Tunick. But no, I mean, both of you are making makes sense. And,
What kids
and-
don't get is when you used to have a discussion with your child, or your child talks to someone, they're talking to one person. What they're just not getting is when you tweet or
And then
you
you retweet.
Instagram and then you retweet, you're talking to thousands of people, and the consequences of retweeting something to thousands of people, They just don't get how
this is
detrimental
okay,
this is.
So this is why I'm saying you start at a young age. Robin's kids are teenagers, but your son's 5. And you're
Is he asking for a phone? Does he play with your phone?
Yes, he does. But the cool thing about my phone is I like have a kid mode on it.
Right.
So I just plug in the kid mode, and he can only play for like 20 minutes at a time, and only apps that I.
But this will
make
be
sure
fun
it's
if we're on the air for 10 years to see what happens with your son. But
Oh, he's going to be perfect. Yeah, no,
course.
we
No,
have
he
that
will
planned
be
already.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's already written down.
if mommies who are listening picking their kids up in kindergarten or first grade, I think if you start earlier, and you know the
But you have to model it, and parents aren't modeling
there you
it.
go. There you go. There
I mean,
you
you're
go.
saying start earlier with the education, and I'm saying don't do it.
And the penalties and
They shouldn't have it.
It shouldn't even be out there for my 12-year-old to.
A 12-year-old
But ladies, there's
is
always
as
been
mature
this
as
is
they want to
this
think
is
they
a
are,
society of free speech. There's always been
12-year-olds
She
are
has
not
no
allowed
free
to have
speech.
free speech.
She will say what I tell her to say until she's 18. Just kidding. I would
You're listening to the show we called He Said, She Said from the Crystal Room here high above the...
I just think that what has transpired is you hand your kid a phone, you don't have to
Come on,
parent
I need
them.
to ask a question.
You
Time
don't
out.
have to
When's
deal
your
with them.
daughter going to get married? We were just talking about, do you need to get married? 30, 35, 40? When
I
are you-
haven't even thought about that because the boys come first. I'm
So you think?
Yeah, no, she minimum age in
40?
my house. I'm gonna say she's got to be at least
40?
26 or 27.
There you go.
even
Before
then,
she
that's
even
still
is
young.
allowed out of the house, before she can date.
Yeah, we feel
Well, no,
real
that
sorry.
will be her first date. I will let her out at 26 and.
No, but we should periodically talk about this because maybe we're having an effect on one parent. You're a full-time mommy, so
I am.
let's think about this. How about the mommies that are working that can't listen to our show? The mommies that have to have other people pick up their kids or raise their kids. How about like I was a latchkey kid. I was so many kids out there are not getting your kind of parenting, and even with your 100% parenting, you still have issues.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of issues. That's what you get with being a parent. I think to the parents that are working, to the parents that aren't at home, they're still checking this stuff too. It's
Of
not
course,
it's
yeah.
not just me. I mean, so I check it at 7 o'clock. They're checking it at 10 o'clock. I mean,
Do you realize your robotic car will be picking up your kids in 10 years? You won't have to worry about it.
my kids won't be in school in 10 years, so that'll be okay.
Darn it.
They'll
All
be driving me to the old folks' home.
It's an interesting subject, and you know what? We, as a public service to the community, we should keep working on it and researching
Well,
what we can do.
we've talked about all the problems. Our next time that we do talk about social media would be really, really great if we could actually say,
The positive.
here's some positives, and for those of you who are struggling with
Yeah.
your kids and social media, here's some ideas as to how you might respond to your kids and why you would do it.
Right. And so let's give a tease on next week's show. We're going to have a nudist in the studio, so that'll be a fun show to do. I wonder if
I do
the
want to.
nudist is going to come in clothed or what. So.
Before we go to break, I do want to say the great quote. Don't Facebook your problems, face your problems.
Oh, my God. Robin
Yeah,
Shoemaker.
I'm tired of seeing your problems on Facebook. Go face them. Tell us something good.
Wow.
Again,
Don't Facebook your problems. Face
Face
your
your
problems.
problems.
Wow,
Face
that's
your fear
Robin
and do
Shoemaker.
it
and
Anyway.
social media doesn't teach
Hey, should I
you
tell you
that.
where I got that comment from?
So-
Facebook.
I'll be right back.
You were back with He Said, She Said, KHTS 1220. A little heated there with the social media and
No, we'll keep it going.
Yeah,
no,
we'll
it's
come
it's,
back and revisit
it's a
that.
serious discussion that needs to be had. We need to bring the community together, and we need to start earlier.
Be a little
what
more educated.
Kyle's doing with his son, Tom Brady.
All right, Coach, give us one for the road today.
All right, here's my one for the road. So your mommy sends me to the store. First of all, every time I go to Ralph's or Albertsons, I get a little anxiety. I mean, your mom's a great shopper. I don't have a clue. She sends me to buy milk. So when I was growing up, when you bought milk, I bought moo cow milk. I bought milk that came from a cow. I knew what milk was. What is soy milk? I mean, does soy have a cow? Is there a soy cow out there?
There might.
Have you ever looked at?
My son found a chocolate cow. I'm sure of that.
Yeah, I mean,
What about rice cows? And
what's 1% milk?
is there a
What-
cow
what
that
is
gives
it?
off lactate-free milk?
Yeah, I mean, almond milk. I saw almond milk. When was the last time an almond milked?
Actually,
And almond milk to cow?
Yeah.
Probably never.
actually does it, but an almond can give milk. Now,
Oh no, that's
So-
a coconut.
so-
coconut milk. Don't forget coconut milk.
Well,
coconut
water. I have a whole
if
thing
you,
on.
No, if you take a coconut and crack it, it's coconut milk.
but I
There
think an
is
almond
coconut
does
water.
produce milk too. No, I don't know. I'll have to look that one
Oh,
up. I
Google
think-
it that
But,
one.
let me ask you this question, Mommy: is milk healthy? I mean, just a few years ago they said don't drink coffee. Now they said drink coffee.
As long as it's only 1% fat.
No, according to Jack LaLanne,
Jack LaLanne.
nobody needs milk after they're done with their mom. When you get all the antibodies and stuff after breastfeeding, nobody needs milk. I serve milk at dinner every night. My kids think I'm cuckoo and crazy. They're teenagers. I do. It is the 1%, but
I've
serve
never-
milk.
I knew it would be the 1%.
We've had 1,000 meals at your house. I've never seen you serve milk.
I
really?
might not on the weekend. I might let them side.
because we're only there on the weekend.
Yeah.
You're not.
We're not in the
We're not in
the
these
Monday
days.
through
The
Friday
Monday through
club.
Friday cycle.
I would love to go over her house like Monday through Friday and really
Be
see
a
what
fly on the wall?
Sneak
Yeah,
in.
I'd love to see what happens.
Well, what
So-
happens is if I'm not paying attention, they go get a lemonade or a Diet Coke, and then I put the milk at
There's
the table.
no sugar drinks in your house.
Caffeine-free, sugar-free,
And
tons
Chemicals.
of chemicals.
100% chemicals, but no caffeine and no sugar.
well, I'm going to come back and talk about milk and water when we have more time because I don't know if milk's healthy anymore. But I will say this: I gave up soda pop almost a year and a half ago and coffee.
You're the
on
only
same
one
day.
that says soda pop. Where are you from?
When you live to be my age, you'll say soda pop too.
Who says soda pop?
I don't know. That's what I grew up.
Coach does.
Soda pop. What's
Coach
wrong with
says
a soda
soda
pop? On KHTS,
I'm
listening to
gonna-
this show called He Said, She Said. So honored that you would tune in. Hopefully you'll come back next week.
I'm gonna find an almond cow and a soy cow before next Tuesday.
Yeah, no.
There was a book, Seth Godin wrote a book called The Purple Cow. I know what a purple cow is. I do know
Grape
what
milk?
a purple cow is.
Oh, it's you
No.
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what a purple cow
no,
is.
next week I'll explain what a purple cow
I don't want to know next
Is it
week
friends
either.
with the pink elephant?
Are you seeing
The
pink
one in the-
elephants? Oh
the
boy.
one in the middle
Are
of
you
the room?
seeing pink elephants here?
I am not.
Got to thank Kyle for producing our show.
As
on
always,
As
KHTS.
Wonderful.
always, amazing job. Have a wonderful week out there, everybody, and see
Facebook us on
Facebook us, like
Like
us,
us.
so we can help.
Yeah, the more money the more likes we get on Facebook. What's
more
what's
we
our
ca-
Facebook site?
He said, she said, Radio Network.
We will see you guys next week, Tuesday at 2.
Live.
Bye.
Right there.